So let's start with just oi and kind of running our hands over our thighs. Like קצת ככה, put it on our stomach. אולי ככה on our hearts. Over our shoulders. Just caress ourselves. Just move our hands over each part. A bit hug ourselves. Okay. And as we're oing and caressing and hugging and thinking, maybe we can, I don't know, just add a little prayer inside. And try reaching to further parts in your body, or even take your fingers and in between your toes. And just let's start running some energy, some blood, some warmth, some sensations in our armpits and under our breast and in between. And kind of, the more we go, the deeper we allow our hands to mamash reach the flesh in our groin. Allow our emotions, or whatever you're feeling, I don't know, for me, for Lynn, well, it's obvious, it's just this big kvetch and such mixed emotions. Try reaching in between your shoulder blades and in between your ribs, and take your fingers and mamash allow yourself to dig in a bit. Kacha. So we can really someone said yesterday, Bagina, she said, you're just so frustrated. And I was like, yeah, frustration is that emotion. It's like if I look at a cells together, yeah, you can see frustration. That's how I imagine frustration. So take our fingers and create that cellular level of movement so we can connect through our fingers and our hands into that cellular bounciness. So we can navigate ourselves into that shakiness. And if I let go of my hands, if I let go of my hands from the caressing, I can feel a bit of that tingle or that frustrated cell motion move from within me. So I have that quiver. Allow it to reach out to your jaws, onto our foreheads, kind of going out to our skin. So I'm doing with my thumbs the motion. I'm looking if I would shove my finger, if I would allow myself to be all out, I would shove my fingers into my nostrils, kind of push out from inside. So it's as if my skin is holding in that frustration, but within, I want it to break out. So we're maneuvering that frustrated sensation and creating through it something that can shift and move in our bodies, allowing it to bring something new. And if I connect it to that idea of praying, let's bring in breath. So whenever I use breath as ruach, creating something new or something old that's moving in my body, and I can take and use my hands to caress and brush it off. So let's take that idea of frustration and brush it off. And it's going to stay with us for a while. So we can use that to manifest the prayer, the hope from our body, from our tingling cells, from our bouncing off each other's cells. Just brush off from the back of your neck through your hair and brush it out. You can mamash put your fingers through your hair and or brush it out. Use a sound from the arms through the fingers. From each vertebra, brush it out. From my groins, through my knees and my calves and toes, and brush it out. From my sitting bones, from my tailbone, out from behind my leg. And I'm mamash taking that sensation of frustration and just brushing it out each part and throwing it away. And let's just sit for a moment and allow the cells, the tingling of the cells in my body, connecting to the out of my body, out in my head. And let's take one more turn to clear out if we have that sensation somewhere in us. Doesn't have to be frustration. I went with frustration, but any icky sensation, and just it's in my chest area or in my stomach area. And let's take a moment to take it all out. With our hands, we're going to brush. If it's in our stomach, just brush it. And you can focus close. If I brush it from my stomach, if I have it in my chest, I can just massage it and then brush it out through my arms. I must take a moment. If it's from behind my heart, I can brush it through my ribs from the back, from my shoulder blades. It'll give it mamash a good brush out. And just find those feelings, not leaving our body, but just making room in our body for something else. Something new. It's gonna from the back of my neck, from my ears, maybe it can pour out from my head somehow. Again, from my legs, from my thighs, give it a good brush. And see what's happened with our breath. Is there room for a new breath? Is there room for new thoughts? It doesn't have to be about the general situation. It can be about a very personal, private situation that we can pray for, hope for, and just allow the little particles of our body, if it's the cells, the molecules, if it's the ideas breaking through, contained by our own skin, holding it. As I'll bring in the song for praying, look at your breath, listen with your ears to the movement, allowing the head to shift around, the jaws to join in. Maybe allow a yawn to break out. Anything and everything goes. Keep going for a moment and even realize the idea of the sons and brothers and fathers to pray. Let's just bring ourselves back into our own skins and flesh and bones and breath and prayer.